Welcome to TWIRL Studio. My name is Kendall Kessler. I'm going to do another demo painting. I have been doing demo paintings where I start with an abstract expressionist surface, just putting the colors and the textures on and then seeing if something shows up and going with it. And I decided this time to do something different. This time I'm going to do a very expressive painting starting from something. My mother-in-law has been giving us some things from my husband's childhood for us to have. And I thought it'd be fun to do a very expressive painting of this elephant bank. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm not going to reproduce it, and not going to even use the same colors. Just really going to come up with something that I think is real fun based on the elephant. I'm going to start with a blue-green to get it going. And I'm just going to basically block in the space. I remember the very first teacher I ever had said that was the first thing to do, really, is to block in the space and decide how you're going to use it. Then when you really get into art, it becomes extremely important, more and more important. Most people know that by the name of composition. I like to use the word spacing. But anyway, I want it to fill the space in a nice way that makes you look. That's so much of what artwork is all about. Trying to get people involved in something that is a visual experience, regardless of where the idea came from. So this elephant has a tutu on. It's a really fun elephant. And there's the one leg coming out, and the other one is underneath. And then it's on a stand. And then I'm going to cut it off right there, so that I can have a real nice base in the painting. Okay. That's just going to be the start, just the outline and how the space is. Now I'm going to get into it a whole lot more. And I'm going to use a smaller brush and start pulling out the form. And I'm just going to use different colors, just have some fun with it, not worry about the color that it is. Just going to knock it around. And as I say with all these, I just get them started with two layers. My paintings are always done in a series of layers. And then I'll do the third one off camera, and be sure to look that up on my website so you can see how the painting turned out. That's where you put the coin in. And this is also a really fun thing that I like to do. As I said before, the main thing that I do are landscapes of the Blue Ridge that take a very long time. I'm not so sure if I'm going to do a time lapse or not. I was thinking of doing that, but I don't know. It just was so awkward. I did start one like that, and it was just so awkward having that the camera and all, and trying to work at the same time, and then it's going to take a zillion layers, so I'd have to put the YouTubes together. I just decided maybe I don't want to do that. Okay, I'm going to switch some colors and get a little more expressive here. That's where the trunk is going to be. Right through there. It's a very, cute little elephant. It certainly doesn't look like a real elephant or anything. And it makes for a real fun bank. And you can kind of look sort of like a smile underneath the trunk that's right in front of you. Gonna just do a little more on the face so you can really see what's going on. That's where one of the eyes is going to be. And then the other one's over here. Just getting this started, still really just kind of blocking it out. And get more to it to go along. I like doing this. These YouTubes, it's a lot funnier than I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be really hard to be able to talk while I paint, to record while I paint, and not to get real tongue-tied. But I feel like I'm doing a pretty good job, and I've had a lot of nice comments on them. So I'm going to keep it up for a while, see how it goes. I know it doesn't look a whole lot yet. But it will. I'm hoping this one's not going to take too long, because I am trying to keep them short. I don't not sure because I haven't done anything really from something before, so I don't know. It might be so long that I don't want to do this, but we'll see. Okay, and then down here in the body part, I'm using it kind of thick, which I don't usually do, but I don't know, painting is always an interesting experience. It's for me, it's never the same thing twice. It's always different. I have an idea of what I'm doing, but it's always more a reaction to what's happening as I paint than anything else. I think I'm going to use a bigger brush for down here. Moving along. Getting some more expressive marks in it. There, that's more like it. Come back into it with a smaller brush later. I want to move it along. So far these have been like at the most 15 minutes, and that's the way I'd like them to be. I don't want them to be real long. I just don't think it's a good idea to have people watch you for a long time. I think it can get very, very boring. There's that skirt part. And then get the other leg up. Haven't done this sort of thing in a very, very long time, working from something that's made up, that's commercial, and it's just kind of a fun kind of cartoon thing. I haven't done that in a really long time, but I'm having a good time, so why not? I hope that people will look at how it really turns out. I'm hoping that's what's happening. I don't know, but I do have the link because I finish it, get it completely done off camera, and I do always include the link, and I would like for people to check it out. The last stage is actually the longest because I really spend some time making a lot of decisions on what I've got, what I want to keep, and it's never just a matter of, oh, does it look like the elephant yet? That's not what my artwork is about, never has been, never will be. It is about expression. It's about working from something and making it into what I think is an interesting visual experience that's to be looked at for its own sake, not a reproduction of something else. But as I said before, I can do that. I could take the time to really reproduce this little piece of ceramic, but I don't want to. Personally, I think that what I come up with is going to be more interesting. Okay, I'm going to do the stand in the background and then see if I can do a little bit more before I've got to dry it, because it'll just get too muddy to work with. Paint will just go together. As I said, my paintings are all done in many layers, especially my ones with Blue Ridge. They really take a lot of time, but it's my favorite thing to do. Lived here my whole adult life and can't imagine living anywhere else. It is so beautiful. It's not really all the Blue Ridge, that's just a small strip, but all the mountains around here look like the Blue Ridge, so people tend to just call them that anyway. Okay, I want to get some expressive background back there, and I'm going to use a lot of red for that. I think that would work well with this. Then I'm going to dry it and go back into it a little bit, and then I'll be done. Don't know what the clock is doing. Hope it's not taking too much time. Always like red-green contrast. I think people tend to do that, whether they realize it or not, but the complementary colors of red, green, yellow, purple, orange, blue, people tend to fall in to one of those. And I definitely am really into red and green. Like them all. Always been a real nut on color. And I've never understood people that are real particular about it, but no, there's nothing wrong with that. I just never have understood it. They all look great to me. And I have no problem with putting them all on there. Okay, I think I might have to dry it at that point, and then I can pull it out a little more and get a little more of the elephant going, and then I'm going to stop. I'm going to yell while I do that, because I know from the other ones that if I yell, you can still hear me. So, let's see here. Put on kind of thick, but with not a whole lot of water. So this probably is gonna dry fairly quickly. I can pretty much tell by looking that it's almost dry now. Probably the parts I started with have already dried. I'm just kind of finishing up the parts that I just put on. Okay, that ought to do it. Okay, now I'm going to get the small brush again and start to pull out more of the form before I stop this. I want to make the trunk really stick out a little more. So it's looking like it's kind of flat on there, and I don't want that. I want it to come out the way it is, the way I'm seeing it. Yeah, that does a lot more. And there's a top part. Really like acrylics for this sort of painting. You can't just dry an oil painting and keep going. And all my oil paintings are done in layers, so it does take quite a bit of time to do them. And I have to wait for each layer to dry. So it's a lot of work. And these spontaneous ones, certainly, it's not that they aren't work, but it's just really fun to be able to move this quickly and to keep changing my mind so that I can get just what I want. Okay. Okay, I'm going to make the eyes clear and then move on to the rest. My mother-in-law's been giving my husband a number of things lately that he grew up with, and I really like them. She's actually quite artistic herself, very adept at drawing. Never really has done a whole lot with it, but she is very competent, and I think she really likes art. One of the things she gave us was a real cute doorstop she made, a Christmas doorstop. It was very nice. Okay. About through with that. I have the gloves on so I don't get covered up in paint. I spend a lot of time in paint. It's amazing that my hands aren't horribly chapped or just dry as bones with all the times I spend putting my hands in water to wash paint off, especially when I do oil paint. You'd think you wouldn't get a whole lot on it, but boy, you really do. Yeah, so I'm just going to go around and just make it a little more clearly defined at this stage, and then get more expressive in the last layer, because I think this tape is going on, and I don't want it to. So, just going to define it a little bit, and then go ahead and stop it and just finish it up on my own. Can start to really see the little guy with his trunk coming out right at us. Yeah. As I said before, I noticed the color and the contrast is not the same on the YouTube. I'm not real sure what to do about that, but I'm trying to really delineate this so that you can see it better, because I've noticed in some of the others it's really kind of hard to see the form, the basic form of what I've done. So, trying to make that a little bit clearer to see. It's of course, it's a very abstract little elephant. It's not at all representational. It's just the word that we artists like to use for more the way things look. And then we use the word abstract for when you purposely on purpose change the way things look. that it's not a matter of drawing ability, it's a matter of a certain expression. Picasso's work is certainly a really excellent example of that, where he worked from something and changed it quite a bit. And came up with some very, very interesting expressive effects. Okay, look at the list of the little tutu thing here done. It's a very fun thing to have on an elephant. And get some little expression going at the same time. There's nothing like paint. It's just what I do, and it's really wonderful to get it out to people with the internet. And it's so wonderful to sell. The last one that I sold, the patron contacted me and said that she loved it and that it was better looking than what she saw online. And that's always great to hear. I'm always concerned about that. I do the best I can, but all monitors are set differently, so, you know, what are you going to do? I always say that. I set it. I get it as close as I can, but it is according to my monitor, so, you know. But I've never had anybody send one back, and I've had that compliment many times where people just say, wow, it's even better than what it looked like online. And that's such a wonderful thing to hear, because I do work very hard to get it right. Okay, so you can see that I've got the little legs in the front right there, and then the one down here, a little harder to see at this point. You don't see the other one, it's underneath, but I feel like this is a very good place to stop. I think hopefully it will show up where you can really see what I've done this time. Might do just a little more in the background before I stop to balance out the color contrast. The red is kind of moving around here. And oh, I forgot, on the last one I set up another light to try to help the problem with the colors being washed out. Darn it, I forgot to do that this time. Oh well, I remembered everything else. Got my gloves, got the setup, got the camera exactly on the right place, and got my palette set up, and the dryer was right there, so I didn't have to go spending time getting it. So I came real close, real close to getting this completely set up. I just forgot to use that lamp again so that the colors would be pretty strong. Okay, I'm going to stop that there. You can see more of my work. There are links to a lot of places that I have my artwork, my website, and then there will be a link to this one, the completed painting, after I upload this one and get that done. Thank you for watching.